Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a mystery thriller film, Premonition. Spoiler ahead, watch out and take care. The movie opens up with a recollection of a couple's happy beginning. The husband surprised his wife, named Linda, with their new home. In the present day, Linda wakes up in their home and their two daughters, daughter young and daughter elder, embrace her. She then brings her two daughters to school because her husband is busy doing work. After coming home, she receives a call from her friend who says it is Thursday already. Suddenly, a voicemail from her husband plays. In the voicemail, her husband emotionally says he meant what he said in front of their daughters and he has something to tell her. But the voicemail abruptly ends. The doorbell rings and a police officer is on the door. The police officer sadly informs her that her husband died in a car accident yesterday. He adds that a truck hit her husband's car on highway mile 220. Her face shows disbelief as she cannot absorb her husband's death. Later, she tearfully picks up her daughter at school. When they arrive at their home, she begins to let them understand that their father is gone. She embraces them as they grieve on his death. After that, Linda's mother comes to their home to help them cope. Meanwhile, Linda leaves a message for her friend. That night, her mother asks her to settle the funeral and insurance arrangements about her husband's death. However, she says she is not yet ready to deal with it. She says she can feel her husband's absence as he always grabs their serving platter for her because she cannot reach it on the top shelf. She then falls asleep on the couch, hugging their marriage photo. The following day, she wakes up in her room in a totally different dress. She walks downstairs, hearing a familiar noise. To her surprise, her husband is alive watching TV. Apparently, it's Monday the day. This makes her think that she just had a realistic dream about her husband's death. Her daughters come out, and they ask her to take them to school. After taking her daughter to school, she comes home and checks her husband's voicemail, but she finds it gone. As she drives outside to buy groceries, she almost gets into an accident. The police officer from her dream stops her and comes to warn her to be careful. Later, Linda asks her friend if her friend received a message from her yesterday, but her friend did not receive any message, making Linda more confused and think it was just a dream. After coming home, she comes outside to dry the blankets, where she slips and falls to the ground. She then accidentally holds an ominous dead crow, making her hand bloody. So she rushes inside to wash her hand and disposes of the bloody dead crow in the garbage can. That night, she had a happy dinner with her husband and her daughters. After eating dinner, she is in bed with her husband. She observes him if he's truly alive, and she has fallen asleep. During her sleep, she has a realistic dream again about her husband's funeral day, a continuation of her first realistic dream about her husband's death. In her dream, she wakes up, finding her husband already gone. She sees the mirror completely covered. She also finds an open lithium bottle on the sink. Upon coming downstairs, her mother and the relatives were wearing black clothes, waiting for her. This makes her realize that she is back to her nightmare. Her mother and her friends come to comfort her, but she says her husband is not dead yet. She then comes outside to check on her daughters. She gets shocked upon seeing daughter Elder's face full of scars and stitches. She asks daughter Elder where the scars came from, but daughter Young butts in, saying daughter Elder looks perfect like a beautiful princess. Linda then embraces her daughters and comforts them. Her daughters ask them how their father died, but Linda says she did not witness him die. This makes her think that her husband might not be dead. So before the funeral ceremony, she comes to her husband's casket to check if he's truly dead. But the staff refuse to open the casket because her husband's body is completely mutilated. She then forces her way in, making her husband's head accidentally fall from the casket, confirming he is already dead. During the funeral ceremony, she notices a strange woman observing the ceremony. She then comes to confront the strange woman. The strange woman says that they talked yesterday, but to Lima's memory, she never met the strange woman. The strange woman then abruptly drives away. Later, Linda is fiddling with a lithium bottle when she suddenly notices the name of the psychiatrist who prescribes the drug, so she immediately searches through the yellow pages to find the name, but the page where it is supposed to be written has been torn out. Shortly after, she suddenly finds the page crumpled in the bin. She finds the contact number of the psychiatrist and calls it, but the clinic is closed during that day, saying the clinic is only open from Mondays to Friday. That night, the psychiatrist and the police officer come to their home to take Linda to a mental facility. The psychiatrist introduces himself to her, saying they had already met days ago, but to her memory, she never encounters him. She then asks her mother about him. Apparently, her mother asks for the psychiatrist's help, thinking she is responsible for daughter Elder's scars due to her mental instability. The psychiatrist then forcibly takes her to the mental facility. At the mental facility, she is tied up on a chair and overhears the conversation of the psychiatrist and the officer. In the conversation, the psychiatrist gets surprised upon learning that her husband died on Wednesday. Since to the psychiatrist's knowledge, she came to his clinic on Tuesday, claiming that her husband was already dead or might be going to die. After that, the psychiatrist injects a substance that puts her to sleep. She then wakes up from her realistic dream and is now back to reality. It is Tuesday. She checks her arms and there are no needle marks. She comes to check the shower, finding her husband alive and well again. She then gives her husband a warm embrace. After that, she prepares breakfast for her daughter. She sees daughter Elder's face does not have a scar this time, which makes her happy. This further confirms that the funeral day is only a dream. After they eat, she brings her daughters to school and warns them to be careful to avoid getting any scars. She then drives back home, and upon arrival, she checks the garbage can. She finds the dead crow is still in the garbage can, which gives her an ominous feeling that her realistic dreams might be related to reality. So she checks the trash can to find the psychiatrist's page, but it is not there. She then checks the yellow pages and finds the psychiatrist's page attached to it. After finding the psychiatrist's address, she proceeds to tear the page apart. She visits the psychiatrist at his clinic, but he cannot remember encountering her. But she proceeds to have a counseling session with the psychiatrist. There she reveals her realistic dream of her husband's death. She also informs the psychiatrist that she encounters him in her dreams through the lithium bottle prescribed by him. In response, the psychiatrist says that it is normal for people to daydream about people's death, but she insists that her dream feels so real. Oddly enough, the psychiatrist prescribes lithium to help her cope with the situation. After that, she visits her husband to inform him about her realistic dreams, but he says that he has a meeting. She then encounters the strange woman from the funeral ceremony, who turns out to be her husband's assistant. Her husband and his assistant come together to the meeting. Later, Linda follows the prescription of the psychiatrist to take lithium, but she hesitates and throws the pills and the open bottle on the sink. Suddenly, she notices that it is raining, so she instructs her daughters to get the laundry. As daughter Elder rushes to the backyard, she accidentally crashes through the glass window, leaving her face severely scarred. Linda immediately brings her to the hospital, where her husband soon arrives to check on her. That night, they are already home. Linda takes her daughters to bed and puts covers on the mirrors, so daughter Elder will not see her scars. Linda then comforts daughter Elder, saying that there are no scars on her face, and she is like a beautiful princess. Meanwhile, her husband cleans the mess outside and blames her for the accident, since she did not put warning stickers on the glass. He then informs Linda that he asks her mother to come over, thinking she needs a break because of her strange behavior. But Linda insists she is completely fine. She then comes to their room, finding the crumpled psychiatrist's page in her pocket. She then instinctively throws it into the trash bin, and she suddenly realizes that she finds it there in her realistic dream. So she writes a timeline about her realistic dreams. It is Thursday when she got informed about her husband's death. It is Monday when she finds out that her husband is still alive. It is Saturday when the funeral ceremony is held, the day when she finds daughter Elder's scars, and the day she encounters the lithium bottle and the psychiatrist. While Tuesday is the present day when she first encounters the psychiatrist in reality and when daughter Elder gets her scar. This means that when she sleeps during Sunday night, she has a premonition of what will happen on Thursday, and when she wakes up in reality on Monday morning, she finds her husband alive and well. She then sleeps on Monday night and dreams about the possible events that will take place on Saturday, and when she wakes up on Tuesday morning, she finds herself, her husband, and daughter Elder completely fine since she is back in reality. The past Sunday, the incoming Wednesday, and Friday are the only days which are missing in the timeline. After that, she realizes, according to her premonition on Thursday, her husband is about to die tomorrow, Wednesday. Right then, her husband suddenly walks in, so she immediately hides the timeline under the table. She then warns her husband not to go on his trip tomorrow, but her husband still insists on going. She then begs him not to go, so he promises he is not going. After that, she falls asleep and dreams about what is about to happen on Friday. In her realistic dream, she wakes up, hugging their marriage photo on the couch, so she is sure that it is Friday, since she hugged their marriage photo on her Thursday premonition. She immediately checks her timeline and figures out she met the assistant on Tuesday. After that, she visits the assistant. She notices that the assistant is grieving her husband's death, so she asks the assistant about her husband. The assistant then accidentally admits that she is having an affair with her husband. She has already accepted the tragic revelations, so she comes to the insurance office to settle her husband's death insurance. The staff tells her that her husband visits the insurance office on Wednesday to triple his death benefit with his family in mind. After settling the insurance, she visits a new home development by the lake where she encounters a divorced man. After that, she arranges the funeral of her husband. She then comes bringing cupcakes to her daughters. Meanwhile, her mother is surprised upon learning that she sets the funeral for tomorrow. That night, she wears her husband's shirt and drinks wine in the bed. She then asks her mother if letting her husband die is equivalent to killing him, indicating that she might still hate her husband for his affair. After that, she falls asleep, and her Friday dream moves towards her wishful recollection of the last Sunday before her first premonition. After waking up, she declares that it is Sunday. Her husband affirms. Her husband and her daughters visit the lake park together, where they happily feed the ducks. Meanwhile, she comes to confess her premonitions to the priest. The priest then shares with her the valid and invalid cases of premonitions in history. He reveals that she might be suffering from the dangers of the faithless, who are like empty vessels. So he advises her to regain her hope and fight for something important for her. But she is confused about what to fight for. Feeling lost, she drives to Highway Mile 220, where her husband's accident is about to happen in the coming Wednesday. As she recollects all the events that are about to take place in the incoming week, a car almost hits her. After that, she comes home, and her family also arrives happily from their trip. As she prepares their dinner, she tries to get the serving platter, but she cannot reach it, so her husband grabs it, making her hormones happy. That night, her daughters come to hug their father goodnight. Then she asks her husband to tell their daughter that he loves them. Her husband obliges. In response, their daughters ask him if he loves the mother. He then insincerely says he loves her. Annoyed by the husband's hesitation, Linda abruptly walks out. A storm is building up outside, so her husband fetches her. She then tells him that she misses their loving marriage, but he insists that things are different now, and having a home and 2 daughters are enough. As she says that they are running out of time to fix things, thunder hits a crow, making it fall to the ground roasted. After that, they come into their room. There, they play a fast and furious hormone game. 2 minutes later, they are lying naked in the bed, when Linda reveals to him her dream that he is going to die. The following day, she wakes up back to reality. It is Wednesday. She looks for her husband. Unfortunately, her husband had already left their house to bring her daughters to school. She tries to call him, but to no avail, so she hurriedly drives away to search for him. Meanwhile, her husband comes to the company to increase his death insurance. He then proceeds on his trip. However, he changes his mind along the way. He receives a call from his assistant, who is waiting for him in the hotel room. He then informs her that he cannot continue his nasty affair with her. After that, he leaves a voicemail at their home, saying that he meant what he said on Sunday, and he will tell Linda something. But his voicemail abruptly ends after receiving a call from Linda. She says she already knows about his affair with his assistant. He replies that he is ready to fix their marriage, which makes Linda so happy. She then informs him that she is behind him, so he stops to wait for her. To her surprise, he stops right at the mile 220 mark, where he is about to die. Linda then instructs him to turn around his car. As he turns around, a vehicle almost hits his car, making him stop in the middle of the road. After that, his car refuses to turn on. She sees a speedy tanker truck is about to hit his car, so she immediately instructs him to leave the car, but it is already too late. The truck slides through the road and hits his car, cutting its roof. In a few moments, the tanker explodes, setting his car on fire, while Linda helplessly witnesses his demise. A few months after, Linda gets awakened by her daughters as the moving truck already arrives. Daughter Elder's scars are about to completely heal. She then remembers the priest's advice to have hope and to fight for what's important for her. At this moment, she starts to think about her family. Despite her many struggles, she still can't save her husband's life. But she's much relieved now because she has at least won her husband's wandering love back. In the end, it turns out that Linda is pregnant thanks to that fast and furious hormone game on Sunday night. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.